What's up guys, this is Ray and I'm here to talk about the round of updates for July 2019. And this month we have a lot of updates to go over. And the reason why, well, first of all, I'm going to group these updates into two groups. One group of updates are going to be about the kind of content I release for this channel. And the second group of updates are going to be related to my Patreon. And the reason why I decided to implement these updates is because, well, first of all, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't been updating the channel with as much content as I've used to. And the reason is because in my life away from the channel, there have been a ton of big changes, a ton of significant updates that have affected my usual schedule when it came to creating content for this channel. And so the updates I have decided to implement are basically meant to accommodate for all these changes so I can still keep producing content for you guys to enjoy. So the first update I want to say is that, first of all, each month I usually watch about 2, 3, 4 movies, maybe, but usually nothing more than 4 movies a month in the movie theater, and then make a review for them for this channel. And usually it's my patrons who contribute to me that have advanced access, have 24-hour advanced access to these movie reviews before they get released. But because, basically I'm going to be scaling back on these movie theater outings just because of just lack of time, with all these changes, really don't have much time to go out to the movie theater because real life calls, basically. And of course, how this change will affect the Patreon, I'll get around to that when I start talking about the changes to my Patreon. The next thing I want to say is that, how for the past year, I think it's been the past year, I've usually chose a theme every month for movie reviews to produce for the channel. And usually the main reason I come up with these genres is because I want to have something to talk about, something fun and more focused that don't relate to the Patreon sponsored reviews I produce. But with one of the new changes I decided to make is that I'm going to start dropping those themes and just kind of like make reviews on movies I watch along the way. And you know how I said I'm going to come back on movie theater outings? Well, the majority of the content that I produce, I'm going to say it's going to be more like 99% of the content I produce for this channel. It's going to be movie reviews on movies I check out at home, whether it be Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, or even just the DVD rental shop. And so next, let's talk about the changes I'm making to Patreon. As many of you guys know, those of you who support me via Patreon get access to my movie reviews of movies I watch in the movie theater 24 hours in advance. However, what are these new changes going to mean for Patreon? Well, I'll explain to you guys. I've been kind of refocusing all the tiers on my Patreon account, and here let's talk about them. So with the lowest tier, which is $1, the very least you can contribute to support the channel, I've dubbed it the Sakura tier. And in the Sakura tier, basically anyone who contributes will have their name credited in thanks at the end of every single video I produce. And usually before, basically on any Patreon sponsored reviews, that's when I would credit everyone who's supported me. But this time it's going to be every video. And for the next tier up, it's $5, which I've called the Ume tier. This is going to give folks the chance to request movies for me to review. Now, these movies can be Japanese movies or movies that have some kind of connection to Japan that are produced in other countries. But basically, anyone at the $5 tier will have the opportunity to request a movie for me to review, and I will make that review for you. I think this is a good chance because, whenever I announce a new theme, or whenever I release a new video, there's always a few of you who request certain movies to watch. Thank you so much for your suggestions. First of all, usually when these suggestions contribute well towards a theme I decide each month, it's just a good kind of refresher for me. This time with this tier, you'll be able to directly request me to make it, and I'll follow you. Now, please bear in mind that at each gradual tier, as the tiers get bigger and bigger, anyone who contributes to the bigger tiers will get all the benefits of any of the tiers before it. That being said, at the next tier up, at $10, which I've dubbed the Eiga-Man tier, pretty much you'll have access to exclusive videos I'm going to release for anyone who's in the Eiga-Man tier or up. And these videos are going to be anything from vlogs of my daily life here in Japan, or just little tidbits of my adventures as I go in and out, even just like different food or snacks that I happen to come across. You'll have exclusive content uploaded directly onto the Patreon page and viewable if you're on the Eiga-Man tier or up. Next, my $15 tier, which I've dubbed the Tsuki Tier. You're going to get a gift from me directly from Japan. It's going to be a physical gift, anything from some cute keychains or toys I find, or even a postcard. Like if you visited the movie theater and you've seen the gift shop, sometimes they might have some gifts such as postcards. So, you know, something fun like that. You'll receive a physical gift from me. Next up, we have the Yanagi Tier, which is $30. So anyone who is in the Yanagi Tier, when they come on, they'll be able to request a movie for me to watch and make a live commentary on. So basically the way it's gonna work is I'll watch a movie, I'll mic myself up, and I'll just record my comments as the movie goes along. So if you want to pull up that movie, you can play my audio track at the same time and hear my thoughts live as we're watching the movie. Next up is something that I don't think I've ever offered before on Patreon, but this is for $50. This is the Fuji Tier. And this is gonna enable folks who are in this tier to meet up once a month on Google Hangouts, on Skype, and you know, we can have a chat for about an hour. It can be anything from questions you want to have, if you want to geek out about movies or games, anime or Pokemon, or even just want to have a Japanese lesson. I'm game for whatever you guys want to do. So yeah, that's the Fuji Tier. And the top tier that I offer is the Kiku Tier, which is at $75. You know, I kind of ran out of perk ideas that might be appealing for you guys, so I think for this, is you guys, whoever's in the Kiku Tier will get just my biggest shout out in every single video that I make, and you guys are gonna you guys just have the biggest shout out. And if you guys are wondering about the naming system of my tiers, are named after the flowers, which you can find on Hanafuda cards. I'm a huge fan of Hanafuda. Well, I only know how to play like one game, but I'm still a huge fan of the game and also the artwork featured. So the names I've gotten for these tiers are from the card game. But yes, I hope these two changes will be appealing for a lot of you, and I hope definitely you guys check out my Patreon page. You can find the link in pretty much every video description down below. And yeah, that's about it for me, guys. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next video. Take it easy.